Hello everyone and welcome to another News Coolum video. I figured I would do a quick sort of reconnaissance mission while I do some just local shopping. So it's a little after 1 p.m. So, I'm not looking to make a long trip. It's still going to be several hours, just how spread out things are in Northern California. But I've got some shopping to do, some things to pick up. But I figure I could take it kind of a loop-de-loop around and just see if there's any sort of progress on some of these major network build-outs that we're starting to see. Love's, Pilot, Electric Era, and then of course BP Pulse. Maybe just check out a few different stations, see what's going on, see if there's any updates or anything noteworthy to share. So I'll have to go a little bit out of my way, maybe 100 or so miles out of my way, but nothing too major, and it shouldn't hopefully add too much time to my trip. And then of course I don't really think I'm going to need to charge up to finish this trip, but I could. It just started raining now, so yeah, I'm gonna hit the road and hopefully it's not too slick and doesn't have too big of an impact on my efficiency. But yeah, let's just see what's changed or what's going on in Northern California right now. Let's hit the road. Well, we made it to the Pilot Center. Pretty decent efficiency for mostly freeway driving, but unfortunately not a whole lot of news here. The Mel's still hasn't opened. I kind of wanted to check this out because, Mel's is, think of it kind of like an upscale Denny's, and that Denny's is what used to be here. So it's going in, but there's no Mel's open yet, which is kind of disappointing. And I don't know when we can kind of expect it. But then the other thing that I just realized too, and I mean, I knew it, but I maybe didn't fully internalize it, is just how busy everything is right now, because this is the Sunday following Thanksgiving. So everything's really busy. And actually, no, I saw some fencing over there thinking that maybe there could be something being worked on, but I think that was there already, if you zoom in. So unfortunately, no real signs of any sort of work being done on chargers. So I don't know, with California, it's gonna be hit or miss, and then of course they might just be wanting to wait until after the holiday travel season is done. So and this is that Dunnigan Gateway, like I was saying over there, and maybe we can, the V3 superchargers just on the other side, and then the one that I think the V4 that I was checking out, I don't know if that's open yet, so let's run across the street and check it out. It's lit up. It looks like the superchargers, the new V4s, are up and running. I didn't check in the app, and actually I didn't even bring my adapter with me to try them out. But yeah, it looks like people are already using them. There are only like 3 Teslas at the V3s, so not a really crowded weekend for Teslas right now. But like I said, these are open as far as I know. I'll have to check the app and confirm. Maybe I'll just put an overlay in. But Teslas are using them, so I'm guessing this is also open for non-Teslas as well. But, we have a lot of stuff to do, so let's hit the road. Loaded trash can. So I'm guessing maybe we missed rush hour. All right. Time to take the back street. All right, well, this is a bit disappointing. I just stopped by here still in Dunnigan. Right now we're on Road 6 rather than Road 8, and it looks like this charger is completely powered down. This is the ChargePoint Express charger, so I don't know why it would be powered down. We had a couple of people over there just airing up their tires, but yeah, I'm not sure why this would be powered down right now. Yeah, even dusty, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. And then let's see if the level 2 Yeah, even the level 2 is down, so I'm not sure why it's powered down. If maybe something happened with the cabinets, or maybe the business had it turned off. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that, but this is kind of unfortunate. I saw some people over at the Dunnigan Electrify America. Might run over there really quick too, but this has always been a really good backup charger. My biggest complaint about it is just that this is a CPE 250, 62.5 kilowatt. Actually, maybe it was even the 50 kilowatt module. You know, you're at a convenience store just off the freeway. If they had replaced this with the Express Plus, and then just had it maybe even moved over just a little bit, so basically you have these two spots with 200 kilowatt charging on each post, that would have made a lot more sense to me, because this would be a perfect spot. Not a big spot, but just sort of an overflow spot, convenient, just off the freeway. You could cross over and grab something from like Jack in the Box if you wanted something from there, or just grab something from the food mart. But I'm not sure why it's powered down. So I'll post this up in PlugShare, not right now, but when I get home, and definitely just note that it was powered down, and maybe someone from ChargePoint can come and investigate, and then maybe power the site back up. And now we're just across the street from the Chevron that I was just at. So literally, like, you know, the Jack in the Box is right there. So just to give you an idea. But this is exactly why. Now the Bolt EV, or EUV, I guess, they literally just pulled in right as I was leaving the Chevron. But this is exactly why. See, this is a completely full station right now. Yes, it's Thanksgiving. Sunday after Thanksgiving, and then we have another car showing up, right? So having that overflow there would have been a lifesaver in terms of saving time. And yeah, like I say, so you get an Ioniq 6 here. Busy station. I was just checking to see if they had updated the ABB chargers yet to the new Gen 4 hardware, and it doesn't look like they have. So just an update here, and then, well, we're gonna hop right back on the freeway again, and like I said, we're burning daylight. All right, well, we're in Williams. There's two EVgo chargers here. These are old 100 amp ones. You know, I passed a Bolt EV on the freeway. They look like they just pulled in. I don't know if this one is gonna work. Auto charge usually does. We'll see. But I know one of these has been having problems. So we will see. I, of course, will just be here for a second. Yep. So it's working. Like I said, there have been some issues with these, and then of course that's the supercharger that I used the other day. It's not as crowded as I would have expected, but it's pretty crowded right now in terms of, you know, again, this is the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I'm seeing a lot of cars on the road with Oregon plates, yeah, and then of course there's two Rivians here, which I was actually surprised I didn't see more non-Teslas using the superchargers in Dunnigan, because I would think that that's where they would want to go, but the Electrify America is all full. Again, just charging here. And then unfortunately, I might stop in on the way out, but the 76 station is just over there, right next to the freeway where the electric era is supposed to be going in. And I didn't see any signs of it. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like I said, one of the big benefits of it, yeah, my black Bolt EV counterpart, one of the benefits of Electric Era's build is that they actually put it in under 7 weeks. So yeah, and I think these are purely 100 amp. Oh, actually, okay, 120 amp. So a little bit more than that, but not much. But yeah, auto charge worked just fine. These older units, I'd love to see EVgo start to replace these or upgrade them. And then of course there's level 2 over there too, if something does happen with the DC fast charger. And actually the both the EV looks like they aren't too far behind us in terms of battery percentage. So like we're both right about half full, which I guess makes these less than 150 amp chargers fine for us to use. And then of course, like I said, the supercharger over there is mostly full. And then Grinzella's great place to eat if you can, and they look packed and busy. All right, so just gonna catch my breath for a minute. You know, it's starting to chill off a little bit, but I don't really need to charge that much right now. And like I said, I'm hoping there are some other opportunities to charge along the trip. And then you've got a study and design contrasts here. A black coated Tesla Cybertruck and a Rivian R1S. Actually, I'm surprised at how big the Cybertruck looks compared to it. Not a very good looking vehicle though. If you like it, I guess, but not my jam. All right, so yeah, we've been here for 4 minutes, 5 minutes now. Got to do the 50% challenge. See how much I can add in 5 minutes. And then free these chargers up for someone who actually needs them. Jerry, whatever. I don't need to finish processing that. And then, yeah, nice town of Williams. Like I said, hopefully we can get some electric era over here too, because this supercharger itself is getting overwhelmed right now and with the holiday weekend. So, all right, well, let's hit the road. All right, well, and then here we are at the 76 station in Williams. So not too far away. And you know, the truth is, if they did put the chargers in here, if Electric Era gets their chargers in here, you're still a walkable distance to Grinzella's, Starbucks, of course, McDonald's. So I just don't see any signs of any construction starting here at all. There's plenty of different places where they could put a charger in. My guess is this is actually the location where they'd want to put it, just right over here in the corner. So once this area gets fenced off, I think that's when we'll know that they're getting ready to be put in. I just haven't seen anything so far. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna have to wait at least another 7 to 8 weeks before there's an Electric Era charging location here. Just wait for the fences to go up. So, all right, back on the road. We have arrived at Love's in Williams, where Arby's has the meat. Yeah, so I'm still not seeing anything here in terms of any sort of development for electric vehicles like they had talked about. It's a pretty nice site. You can just look out there. That's where I-5 and Highway 20 are. So, you know, it's pretty centrally located in terms of, you know, a good travel route right at the intersection of a major east-west highway and a north-south interstate. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot out here. This is on the outskirts of town, so you're not going to be able to get a whole lot in terms of amenities outside of what Love's itself provides. So it is pretty much a sort of enclosed facility as far as that's concerned. Just looking at here, though, I'm not sure where they would even put EV chargers unless they basically got rid of the dedicated RV parking there. or the long form parking. But honestly, that might be the best location for it. I don't know how many parking spaces they need to dedicate for RVs or trucks or with trailers or whatnot, because I have to imagine a majority of them that come in are going to be pulled into the gas pumps anyway while they're here. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, it's a fairly crowded layout, so they have some opportunities to put chargers in here, but they might need to do some additional construction. The semis are on the other side, but yeah, this is Love's Williams, and I'm not seeing anything here that would indicate that they're planning to put chargers in right away. Like I said, there is a coming soon pip on their map, but I don't know if that's here or it could be up in Corning. It's kind of hard to tell without any other site markers, but we're heading that away, so let's get on the road. All right, so shopping all done, and I guess it's also getting near time to grab some dinner, so we'll see how this works out. As per usual, I don't have a whole lot of plans, but yeah, the little boy ate his dinner a little bit late, and he'll probably want to mark his territory somewhere, so let's get going. Well, wouldn't you know it, we arrived at dinner, and there was a charger in the way. So here we are at Habit Burger, but I couldn't help but notice BP Pulse. Quite interesting. I guess maybe I'll have to multitask. All right, so all joking aside, this is actually part of the ARCO, but rather than go to AM/PM, I haven't been to Habit in a while. So let's see if I can get this one working like I got the other one working. I think a lot of people had a really bad experience with Electrify America because they could never seem to get their payment readers working. But in my experience, other than Electrify America, these payment readers just work most of the time, right? So I haven't. So basically, when you see a lot of electric vehicle owners saying, "Oh, I wish they would just do an app or something else, or obviously plug and charge," for the people who don't actually charge that frequently, a credit card reader just makes a whole lot more sense, especially if you're not like wedded to a very specific network that you're using all the time. You know, so if I were using BP Pulse all the time, then sure, maybe I'd want to set up plug and charge and have an account. But if I'm just gonna you know, plug in and pay for my charge, then, and I'm only going to use it occasionally, yeah, I would think that they would give, you have to press twice. Okay, and then it's a tiered charging rate. Well, if that's right, that's 15 cents per kilowatt hour. That's crazy. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Anyway, so what I was saying is basically, I think credit card readers are the number one best payment option universally, because regardless of whether you're a regular user, have multiple accounts or whatever, it's just going to be the fastest, easiest way for people. And then of course, if you are someone who road trips a lot or travels a lot and you use very specific networks, then yeah, have a preset account with your information and plug and charge activated. But like I said, it's mostly Electrify America that struggled. I think I've had like 3 or 4 credit card readers fail outside of Electrify America in like 7-8 years, right? So not that many. But anyway, I'm gonna go grab myself a Santa Barbara Char and AM/PM gas station, sort of old downtown Marysville. A couple of banks here too. Actually, that's great. There's a Chase and an Umpqua right next to it. So yeah, this is just right in the middle of town, right where you kind of want to have a city support charger. So I'm going to go grab some food. But they're going to text me when my order is ready. And, you know, it just got me thinking, right? Like we were talking about, like you had the I-90 surge. I just watched that one where they're talking about the Porsche Taycan and just how quickly it was charging, right? And so I know I've been dawdling, right? And I've been talking and everything else. And I think I started at, oh gosh, probably like 40% battery or something like that. But we're 11 minutes in, almost 12 minutes in. If you were in a Porsche Taycan or some of the faster charging EVs these days, you'd already be leaving. And, you know, I've barely been able to even order my food. And that's why I still do kind of push back. You know, there's this, this notion about how, you know, normal people travel. So here we are, 12 minutes in, $3.80, a little over or a little under 8 kilowatts. But remember, I've been traveling long distances in an electric vehicle for 8 years now, and I pay attention, right? I look around and I see the gas cars that are parked at the same locations where I stop, and I see who's there when I show up. And, you know, the Bolt EV takes 30 minutes to, usually, somewhere between 25 and 35 minutes are the most common stop times to charge up. And I can tell you with certainty that a majority of people driving gas-powered cars are at the locations where I stop for longer than I am at them in an electric vehicle. And that's why I said, when you talk about what realistic travel looks like, realistic travel is people, yes, making 5-minute fueling stops, but those are discrete stops. You would literally pull into Arco AM/PM, take 5 minutes to fill up your gas tank, and then drive over, right, to Habit Burger and spend 10 to 15 minutes on top of that ordering your food, and then more than likely another 10 to 15 minutes on top of that, maybe 20 minutes on top of that, eating your food. So, right, like the difference between electric vehicles and gas-powered vehicles on trips isn't the time spent refueling, it's the compartmentalization of your time. And the thing that you get to do with electric vehicles that you don't get to do with gas-powered vehicles is multitask. And so I can go in and sit down in Habit Burger and eat. I'm probably not going to, but I could if I wanted to, and that would be a much nicer environment, especially if you have a family, you have different people, maybe need to wash their hands, use the bathroom, get up, get down, walk around, right? You don't want to be sitting in a car eating, and you don't want to be eating while you're driving either. And so what I've seen from a lot of electric vehicle owners, and I realize I'm sort of ranting at this point, is I feel like it's a bit of coping. They're trying so hard to get the recharge times to match the fueling times of a gas car, that they're the same, all the while forgetting, did you even need to? And my opinion is you don't, because like I said, I see how people travel in gas cars. Would it be nice to be able to charge from 0 or 5 or 10% to 80 or 90% in 5 minutes? Maybe, but honestly, at that point, you're just trading what, in my opinion, is an inferior mode of travel, a gas-powered car, for a superior mode of travel in an electric vehicle, but then using your electric vehicle as though it were gas, right? Like, so you've basically taken the benefits that come with having an electric vehicle, the the ability to multitask, the ability to just stop, plug in, forget about it, use the bathroom, grab your snacks, grab your drinks, go into a burger shack or wherever you are, and just sit down and enjoy yourself like you would do in a gas car, except except the whole time you're refueling, rather than having a 5 to 10 minute, discrete fueling stop where you can't really do anything else. But good news is 16 minutes into the charge, my burger's ready, so let's eat. All right, well, burger finished. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hit the road now, and then we can just close out when I get home. It's already after 5 o'clock and we're burning daylight. One thing I was gonna note too is, my TPMS sensors seem to be going even more awry now. So now I've lost the other one on the right side. So I'm really thinking it's the batteries in them, but someone mentioned that they aren't replaceable. So you end up having to replace the whole sensor, which is fine. I'll end up taking this into the tire shop. But I'm old, so I'm used to having cars that do not actually have tire pressure sensors or monitoring systems. So, I do it the old-fashioned way. I just, keep track. But yeah, I just wanted to, while I'm here, just get a little bit of extra footage. Again, these are I believe it's the RTM 150s. So these are the tritium units. And just so you know, hybrid does not qualify. But yeah, so these are the tritium units. I think they're the RTM 150s. But yeah, so far they've been working all right. These are all CCS at this point, but there's a really good CCS to CHAdeMO adapter at this point. Check out the I will insert a link to his channel. The Nomadic Hippie, I believe is the channel name. But check him out. He's been showcasing a really great CCS to CHAdeMO adapter that works really well with the Nissan Leaf. And I might actually end up picking one up for my Ford Ranger EV project. But yeah, so RTM 150s. 75, and I think I figured out what the split is. It's 200 amp that can go up to 400 on one side or the other, but I think they might cap it, and so it will leave, if you're using 200 or less on one side, it's going to leave 200 or less on the other side. So in theory, you can get 150 if you're the only one using it. And then if someone else is using it, then it's going to split it basically. It's essentially the 200 amp charger, so up to about 80 kilowatt or each side, so one side and the other. But yeah, CCS, 2 locations. Then of course over here, CCS, 2 posts. Good signage, no covering, no canopy. And really no pull through, but this is, I consider this more of a city support charger. If you can't charge at home, you can come in here, or, just an easy travel charger too. I suppose you could potentially pull parallel on the other side, but I don't think you would want to take up that many parking spots in a Habit burger for this. But I'm gonna go ahead and, my charge just went slowed way down. We're down to 68, or up to 68%, down to 100, less than 100 amp charging at this point. So, and then, let me go. So, and then, just shy of $9 to add 18 kilowatt hours. So again, that's about that 50 cent per kilowatt hour, which is just a normal rate in California. So overall, I mean, I've been impressed with BP Pulse so far. And then of course, if they're going to start using new hardware, that's going to be even better, better power splitting, higher power units, and then just more reliability, and with, the support infrastructure still in place. So let's get back on the road. All right, well, we made it home. No issues, plenty of juice left when we got here. Like I said, I'm reasonably sure I didn't even need to charge on this trip to complete it. This is just more of a, round robin, just to kind of check out what's happening, what's not happening. So a little bit of disappointment in like the Loves and Pilot, just the Flying J Pilot EVgo build out's taking a little bit longer than we hoped in California. And then, of course, just, some other minor disappointments here or there. We have a lot of ChargePoint sites that are powered down, and it doesn't look like there's any plans to recover them. And but then, of course, the pleasant surprises, right? That V4 supercharger in Dunnigan looks like it's up and ready for use. They still haven't finished taking all the fences down, but plenty of people were in there and using it. And like I said, I'll have to double check that. I think it is open for those other non-Tesla EVs that have access to the supercharger network. And then again, BP Pulse, they, not a huge impact, but a small build out of these gas station chargers, and it sounded like they weren't the one that added that location to PlugShare. So it's possible that there's some other BP Pulse sites floating around that we don't know about yet, if they haven't been added to the alternatives fuel database that Walter at the Network Architect channel checks on, or who knows, they could just be installed and not powered up yet and just not listed anywhere. So there could be some surprise chargers. People who drive gas cars don't really know better than to report them, right? So only used 52 kilowatt hours to complete this trip. So and then got a good smorgasbord of the different charging that's going in, and hopefully we have some more updates soon in this sort of southern section of Northern California. So I hope this was helpful, interesting, informative, just kind of giving y'all a sneak peek into what's coming. And I didn't even stop by the Calusa Casino chargers on the way back, even though I drove by them. Maybe I should have. So anyway, as always, thank you for watching and safe travels.